to present the positive vision that we Democrats have for a better Virginia. Our vision includes things like affordable, quality health care for all Virginians, public education that enables all of our children to fulfill their God-given potential, and wise policies to leave our children a stable climate. Yeah. But to realize our positive vision, there's something that we have to do first. Now, if there's one thing that we should have learned about the experience of President Obama, who had a very, very positive vision for our future, it's that we can't really accomplish very much until we wrest power away from this Republican Party. This party that has obstructed everything. This party that was more interested in making the president fail than in helping the nation to succeed. And now we have Trump, we have the Republicans' wolf, without any semblance of sheep's clothing at all. The Trump party must be soundly defeated if we are going to achieve the positive vision that we have for Virginia and for America. So what I believe that we are called on to do now is to press the battle. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going after Mark Obenshain, working to expose the con job that he has been selling his supporters. So we are at a very dangerous moment in our nation's history. And that danger centers on what the Republican Party has become. And I'm saying this actually as a former Republican. I was once proud to be a Republican, but those days are long ago. We have a Republican president who has more brazenly shown contempt for the rule of law and for the Constitution than any president in our history. And decades ago, when Richard Nixon was around, we eventually learned about what the things were that he did in private. And now we're seeing these same things being done publicly by Trump. And meanwhile, Republican office holders have chosen to violate the oath that they took to protect and defend the Constitution, and instead they are protecting and defending this lawless president. But what's even more disturbing to me, and I'm sure to many in this room, is that even while all this has played out right in front of our eyes, the Republican base, which includes many of our neighbors, remains loyal to this grotesque president. You know, when Trump was running for president, we all remember him saying, oh, I could go out on Fifth Avenue and shoot someone and I wouldn't lose any votes. And we see that figuratively, with today's Republican rank and file, he really can get away with murder. And that, too, is part of our national crisis. Most elected Republicans have shown that they will do anything to protect this president because they are afraid of crossing the voters that they depend on. But even looking beyond this present crisis, the future of America is surely jeopardized when so many people can see what this president is doing. We all see it in front of our eyes, and yet a significant portion of our fellow citizens are telling pollsters that they like what they see. All of this puts on us Democrats an urgent responsibility to wrest power from a party that has been betraying every basic American value. We must work to bring back our fellow Americans who, for whatever reason, have allowed themselves to support this darkness, to betray the better angels of their nature. And we, all of us who live among such people, know from our own experience that they do have those better angels, that apart from their political lives, they are good and decent people. And I see my campaign as a contribution to accomplishing that task of bringing good, decent Republicans back to political sanity. And I've hit on an approach to try to awaken Republican voters and perhaps even get them to vote for me. Because as we all know, no Democrat can win in our district without significant Republican support. My opponent, Mark Obenshain, like so many Republicans in the General Assembly and in the Republican Party as a whole, are basically conning their supporters, using them to gain political power, and then using that power to serve other masters at the expense of those who voted for them. And so a major part of my campaign is a series of advertisements that I'm started to run in a couple of papers in the state and the district, and will later run on the radio, asking this question: who is Mark Obenshain serving? And then these ads go on to show that he really is serving the rich and powerful interests at the expense of the people in the district. So my series of ads under this "Who is Mark Obenshain serving" banner, and you can substitute pretty much any Republican in the General Assembly, certainly Todd Gilbert, shows his betrayal to his office with respect to health care, with respect to a livable wage, with respect to weakening workers with this right to work con, and with respect to the issue about which I feel most passionately, climate change. So I can't say for sure whether this strategy will be the most effective way that I could meet this challenge of bringing back our Republican fellow Americans, but I'm going to give it my best. And there's one thing that we all must recognize. It is up to us, the Democratic Party. We are the only alternative to this morally bankrupt Republican Party to rescue our nation. And here in Virginia, we have a lot of reason to be very hopeful. All we need to do this November is flip 2 seats in the House of Delegates and 2 seats in the Senate, and we can remove this huge obstacle to the positive vision that we want for Virginia. So let's get out there, and let's work, and let's win. Thank you.